let's think that I have gone through and online this whole thing, and it has happened, it has passed the whole day or so, and I have received another edit, and that edit is, in this case, is going to be for my 30-second sequence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import it here. So I'm going to go import EDL XML or AF, and this time what I have from this second edit is going to be an XML. So I'm going to do open, and because an XML, it actually brings the audio tracks, and it also brings the transforms that are needed for each shot, and the time warps, which makes our life a lot easier when we are conforming. So now I need to online it to the footage. So instead of going through the match media and finding that new footage, the first thing I'm going to do is take the footage that I have already conformed originally when we did the first match media. You can see that Nuke Studio had already organized these folders for me with the conform and the structure of how I have that on my network. So what I can do is just drag that folder and drag it into the match media button, and it'll give me my match media options, and I can say OK. And I should go and it should find the clips that I needed. Again, in this case, it didn't online some bits and pieces that I know it wouldn't come up. But just for you guys to kind of have a quick look, I wanted to show you how that will work. So there you are, that's that. Then for the reference of this edit, instead of doing through the set reference media, you remember you can also bring it separately. So for example, I'd like to actually bring it into my conform folder, do import files, and I can go and find under my editorial, and that's the 16th, and that's my MOV file, and I'm gonna say OK. And now I have my video here, and I can just drag and drop it either. So again, you can either drag and drop it and simply compare it to that timeline, or I can add it into another video track, or if you set it up to the set reference media, it will again place it correctly. This is quite useful is because you can swap references. So let's think I received another edit for this one, and I want to bring those CDLs or anything, but I also want to bring the reference media and see what the differences are. So now if I swap this reference media, let's say with the 60-second one, and I set it to set reference media, it's going to replace those tracks, which makes it a lot easier for me to be playing around with, instead of having to drag and drop new timelines or anything. So it replaces the media straight away, which is quite handy. So again, if I just grab that reference media, there, cool. Oops, did I press that by mistake? Good, awesome. All right. Now let's say I need to send this to grading, and I need to make sure that everyone has the right amount of footage. Because the main problem here will be that some shots will be shorter or longer on each of the sequence, and I want to know what is the longest thing that I need. Because I could very simply take my conform folder and just export that set of clips and transcode them to DPXs and send them to them, or not. Now, what I want to do is, I probably don't need the full length of all the clips. I probably want the maximum length plus the handles. So to do this, I want to show you a really cool Python script that Mr. Ant Nash has done. You can find his stuff on his GitHub at antihero.studio. I'll put this somewhere so you guys can find it. And you can download this. He has a lot of stuff in here. It's really, really useful. So I think it's this one. No, that one. There you go. So it has a lot of little Python scripts. Really useful stuff, especially for onlining and things like that. So for example, he has one that I'll probably show you later for the CSV one that allows you to export a CSV report with tags, information and everything out of your spreadsheet, or you can create PDFs out of the spreadsheet with the frames from the shots and things like that. So very, very useful stuff once you're onlining and doing management. So in this case, he actually wrote one that I use that is called create longest shot. And this will find the longest shot between all my different sequences. So if I do that now, it's going to create a new sequence called the longest shot. And if I double click that, now I have all the longest shot needed. Obviously, one of those is the reference media, which I don't need. So let's erase that, and I can grab this. And I have all the longest shots from the two sequences, all in a single track, and I can use this to export that, plus the extra handles that I want. So very, very useful. And again, if you have set up soft effects inside the actual clips, well, those will come up straight up. So let's actually take the wipe off. I don't need the wipe right now. So you can see that that has the mirror inside the shot, and so on and so forth. So this will be very, very useful. Now I can just export that sequence with handles and give that to grading so they can start grading the shots.